Overcoming anxiety. 3 secrets to stop fighting it and start alchemizing it. Anxiety is a normal part of our human emotions. Everyone feels anxious from time to time. Some people more than others. And this is not just performers, but basically anything that you need to show up for. It could be a job interview. It could be meeting new people. Sometimes it can be as simple as stepping outside your house. And it can make you feel like there's something wrong with you and something that we just want to get rid of. But here's what I've learned. The more you fight anxiety, the stronger it becomes. The goal isn't to never feel anxious. The goal is to stop making anxiety your enemy. Hi, my name is Kiki. I'm a singer and songwriter, and I'm passionate about everything to do with the singer's journey and being human. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the 3 shifts that completely changed the way that I approach anxiety. Not by getting rid of it, but by alchemizing it. And stay till the end for the extra bonus secret. This is the cherry on the cake. So secret number 1 is to become a witness. And the first step to becoming a witness is acknowledging what you're feeling. Recognize it by naming it, but not owning it. So what do I mean by that? Basically, instead of saying, I am anxious, try instead saying, I have anxious feelings moving through me, or I notice feelings of anxiety moving through me. That tiny shift in language is so powerful because it creates distance between your identity and what you're currently experiencing. Feelings come and go, we know this. Yesterday I was angry, today I'm not angry. I was laughing 5 minutes ago, I'm not laughing right now. Though I laugh when I remember what I was laughing about. So next is the zoom out exercise. I love this because it kind of kicks you out of this tunnel vision that you have when you're feeling quite anxious about something and you're so in the moment and you're thinking about it and ruminating. So it interrupts this and helps you to stand back and witness from a distance. So imagine watching yourself from above, okay? Here's you in the room, witnessing these feelings passing through you, then in the building, then on the street with all these other buildings with lots of other people in it that are experiencing different things, who knows what's going on there. Then in the city, you can keep zooming out, in the country, on planet Earth. And this gives you the understanding that this is just part of a bigger picture. And it naturally reduces the feelings of you feeling trapped. This way you can witness without feeding the story. You're just noticing the emotions and you're witnessing them from a distance. The other thing is you can imagine this like a movie. So instead of being in the movie and you're affected by all the scenes and believing everything that's happening, witnessing is taking a step back into the cinema seat. So you're still watching the movie, but you're no longer trapped inside this. In fact, this is something that I find that I often have to do when I watch movies. And let's say something happens and it gets a little bit too emotional, it's a bit hard. I have to remind myself, I'm like, Kiki, you're not in the movie. Step back. Anyway, however you choose to do it, observation creates space and space creates choice. The choice to distance yourself from these thoughts and these stories that you're ruminating in your head. The second secret is breathe. Breathe and regulate your body. Because anxiety is not just happening in your mind, it's happening in your nervous system. And this is why we have a very physical reaction when we feel anxious about stuff, because the brain is perceiving or is reacting to the body's perceived threat. So now it's getting ready, like, okay, right, we need to get ready to run. What's happening? We're not safe. So let's try and release a little bit of that charge. Let's start by breathing, and I'd like you to try and do this with me so that you can notice the effect. So we're going to inhale slowly for 4 counts, and then we're going to exhale out slowly for 8 counts. Okay, so do this with me and inhale deep into your belly. Don't do any chest breathing, okay? So let's go. And again. Focus on nothing but the sound of your breathing, the sound of the air going in and exhaling. One more time. Right, so that exercise alone, because it stopped you from going around with the thoughts in your head, has created some peace and some calm in your body. Now we'll do a body scan. I want you to notice those feelings that you were witnessing before. I want you to notice, where in your body does that live? Are you feeling it in your chest? Are you feeling it in your stomach? Are you feeling it in your throat? Are you feeling it in your ears? I also feel this. I kind of feel a pressure in my head. So locate where you're feeling it. And then with the same method of breathing, I want you to inhale and exhale into that area. And visualize that as you're doing so, you're creating a softness around this feeling and you're releasing the tension. This mindfulness, if you keep practicing this exercise over time, will build your awareness of your body and when you're carrying tension, and it'll build your awareness of how you can release this tension that you're holding. Sometimes we're holding onto tension and we don't even realize. I could be working at my desk and realize for some reason I'm hunching my shoulders. And we're not aware of this, but every time that we check in and we do an exercise like this, we're like, oh, actually, relax. And then once you've done that, what you can do is move. Now, depending on the situation and if it's appropriate, and perhaps if you're feeling really anxious or you're quite charged, you can jump up and down and you can shake it out, or you can simply just stretch. You can just stretch out the parts that you feel tension. Move your waist, move your chest, move your arms, your neck as you breathe into it and release that tension. One thing that I apply that always helps me in every situation, I still use this when I go for gigs. I use this if I'm going out and meeting new people, anything that makes me feel a little bit anxious. I always make sure that I notice my posture. Simply by standing up straight and grounding yourself, you send a different message to your brain. Your brain is constantly picking up signals from your body. So if your jaw is clenched and your shoulders are tight and you can barely breathe, your brain perceives this as a threat. And it's like, okay, what's going on? Okay, yeah, let's get ready. We're gonna have to fight or run or something. Whereas if you relax, put your shoulders down, breathe so that you open up your throat, the brain then starts to get a different message and says, oh, okay, no, we're cool, we've got this. Oh, I see, cool. Yeah, we've got this. We're all right. We don't need to start shooting off all the alarms. Secret number 3 is reframe. Reframe the story. Our thoughts and the stories that we tell ourselves create our emotions, and our emotions create our vibrations. What do I mean by vibrations? I mean what you're emanating, how you behave, and how you show up. So first of all, let's take a look at these thoughts. Are they facts? Are they definitely, completely true? Are these things that you're worried about definitely going to happen? Or are there other possibilities? Your mind is always trying to protect you by imagining the worst case scenario, because this is what the mind does, so that it can be then ready to protect you. Okay? So your mind is thinking, I'm keeping you safe. But you know what? There's nothing safe about that. What is safe about feeling anxious all the time and scared and afraid to move and go out and experience things? That is not safe. Safe is feeling calm. Safe is being able to go out and enjoy your life. I learned this from a coach, Brandy Gilmore. I did this excellent course with her. Yes, it's true. Anything can happen. But you know what? Anything can happen includes all these good things too. So imagine if you were to say to yourself instead, what if it all works out? What if it's actually wonderful? What if I have these new experiences that, are just even better than I imagined? That's possible too, right? But unless we make the effort to start thinking that, the way that the mind works is to think only about what could go wrong. So it thinks, okay, I'll be ready to protect. So we need to make that effort. And if you think, it's been said also that anxiety is chemically the same as excitement. What if you reframed it as excitement? When you feel these feelings of anxiety building up, what if you said, oh, this is exciting actually. And there's so many new exciting possibilities that could come of this. There's so many good things that could come of this. Your internal dialogue makes a huge difference. I often tell myself, you have a choice, because living life fully and enjoying your life involves you putting yourself out there. So yes, these things will come with anxiety, but what is the alternative? Stay at home, don't meet anyone, don't have any new experiences, don't learn anything new, don't expand. I remember when I was new in Athens and I didn't know anyone, and I wanted to start meeting friends and other musicians. So what did I do? I asked around, and one of my friends told me about this jam night. So I headed to this jam night by myself. Was I nervous? Of course I was nervous. Was I anxious? Of course I was anxious. Did I feel weird? Yes, I felt weird. But you know what? What was the alternative? Was I just going to sit at home and be quiet? What was the worst that was going to happen? I was going to get there and nobody would talk to me. Maybe I didn't like the people. Maybe I didn't like where it was. Whatever. If I stayed at home, no one would talk to me anyway, and I wouldn't gain anything anyway. But what happened in the end, I met so many new friends, I built new connections, and I had a whale of a time. Anxiety isn't a sign that you're incapable. It's often just a sign that you're stepping into growth. And without risk, there can't be any reward. And look, do you know what? When you risk, there isn't always a reward, but there's definitely never a reward without any risk. Think about that. And then if you think about it, 5 years from now, how important or how momentous will this thing be? It'll just be another experience that you had a couple of years ago, 5 years ago. I remember also getting an audition for The Voice when I lived in the UK. So I went through, did the application, everything, got an audition date, even got one of those numbers, and I didn't go. I couldn't bring myself to go. I was so paralyzed with fear. And I often sit and think to myself, what if I had just gone? What if I didn't make it such a big deal? What if I just said, I'll go. I'm not going to be attached to any result. It doesn't matter what happens. What did I have to lose by going? What if I went there and I met some interesting people? Maybe I would have learned something new. It's no use feeling bad about the past, of course. But the reason that I mention this is, what if we do look back at these stories and instead we say, what if this time I feel the fear and I do it anyway? And whatever happens, I will handle it. I love that book, by the way, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway by Susan Jeffers. And I love that affirmation as well. I use it often. When I start feeling a bit nervous about something or wonder, ooh, am I going to go and do this? I tell myself, do you know what? Whatever happens, I will handle it. I'm still alive. Fancy that. Anyway, personally for me, I reached a stage where I was done with losing out on opportunities that could make my life better and bring me so much joy. I didn't want anxiety to rule my life and paralyze me anymore. But I want to say, you need to be patient with yourself, okay? These things, these changes are not going to happen overnight necessarily. The me that could not even go to that audition for The Voice, and the me who decided, I'm going to feel the fear and do it anyway and go to this jam night, there was a lot of growth and effort and practice that took place in between. And standing here now in front of you, I know that it was so worth it. So just be patient with yourselves and be kind to yourselves. Do your best and just try. And here is the main gold that I want to share with you, which is give anxiety a job. Energy wants direction, and if you don't give it any, it becomes anxiety. Think about it. It's your body building up this energy because it's like, okay, we're going to have to run soon. Just in case we need to run, we've got this energy stored up. It's staying there and it's just waiting to be used. So use it. Could you put more passion into this project? Could you put more energy into your performance? If it's something simpler, could you get up and say, right, let me get ready and get dressed. Let me get organized. Could you use it to listen more carefully to people? Could you use it to mobilize yourself better? So instead of asking yourself, how do I stop feeling anxious? Ask yourself, how can I use this energy? And that transforms nervous energy into purposeful energy. Many elite athletes and performers, they don't eliminate their adrenaline. They use it. They've got this whole build-up. Can you imagine they've got like thousands of people watching them sometimes? And they've got to focus on their goal and what they're trying to achieve. They will take all of that energy and they will put it into their running or the show that they're putting on. So remember, anxiety is not proof that something is wrong. It's just energy asking for direction. Witness it, regulate it, reframe it, and then use it. Stop fighting it and start alchemizing it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you know anyone that is maybe struggling and this might help them, please share it with them too. You can hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can make sure that you catch my future videos too, if you haven't already done so. And I would really love to hear from you in the comments. Are there any tools that you use that you find really help you when you're feeling anxious about something? Is there something that you're working on at the moment that maybe you're struggling a little bit, but you're working through it and you're trying to put certain practices in place so that you can stretch and grow and it can become easier over time? Please let me know in the comments. Otherwise, that's it from me now. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Big love.